Okay, so I'm setting up this part of my room, which I've never recorded it before. But I'm sorry that I have been lost for a while now. I'm finishing my bachelor's degree, that's one. And second, I had heart surgery. It's not really heart surgery, but I got a device placed which has 2 leads, and one of those leads is in my heart. If that makes sense. I got a pacemaker. Anyway, so another thing that you might notice that is new to me, besides the fact that I've gained a lot of weight, not purposely, but it's not gonna stay, hopefully. I also got Invisalign. I've had Invisalign for almost a year now, and my teeth have improved tremendously. I don't know if you can see, but there's a huge change between this and last year. I don't want this to be like an ongoing thing where I mumble all day long. The reason why I wanted to do this video is because it's my 3-month anniversary from this little baby. I think I should name it. If you guys find an interesting name that you might want to suggest, I'm open for suggestions, but I do feel that I should put it on a name on it. I got a pacemaker. I got a pacemaker because I have some sort of electrical problem in my heart. It's called AV block type 2, or that was my initial diagnosis. AV block means atrioventricular block, which is, I don't want to define you all of those weird names. So the thing is that I have an electrical problem in my heart. It means that my heart skips, like the short version to it is my heart skips a beat. You can only see it on an EKG, but my heart, the reason why I got the pacemaker was because I was having a complete heart block. My beats per minute would go as down as 25 beats per minute, which is really, really low. Because for example, really, athletes that are in very good condition, they can go down to 40 beats per minute, which is still really low. But I was way below that. Not that I was trying to win a competition or anything, but hey, those things, I don't have any symptoms, and that was the bad part of it. I never had any symptoms. I never fainted, and people who have AV blocks, they tend to pass out, lose consciousness, and I'm a very active person. So the thing is that what didn't make sense was that I was pretty active. Like I was doing boxing, I was going to the gym, I would like go to school, blah blah, run, blah, do all kinds of things. I spent like a year without going to the doctor. So my doctors were like, okay, you're always gonna have a block. If it doesn't get any worse, then I don't see like a reason why you should like come and see us, but just come for a checkup in 6 months. I totally forgot. Not that I totally forgot. It's just that usually when I have a doctor's appointment, on my last visit, they will schedule the next visit, and then they will call me like the day before to remind me, oh, you have a doctor's appointment. So a year passed, and my doctor's appointment was supposed to be June 2016. I didn't remember. And then on June 2017, I was like, you know what, I think I should go for a checkup because I am having palpitations, and I don't know, I just want to make sure that everything is okay. So the thing is that they put me on a halter for 8 days, I believe it was, which meant that I had like leads on my body for 8 days straight. Like I would only change them like once a day, but like my skin, like it burned my skin because it was like summertime. So you have something sticky in your body for 8 straight days. Of course your skin's gonna get irritated. So the thing is that that's when they found out that my heartbeats would go as low as 25 beats per minute, which was like scary though. And they were like, you've never fainted, you didn't feel anything? I'm like, no, because apparently that was happening when I was sleeping or something like that. I don't know. And I'm like, oh, that's because I would always joke and say that was because when I went to sleep I would fall into a coma. Yeah, I really enjoy sleeping, but anyway, that's not the point. So the thing is that after seeing all the doctors, my cardiologist sent me to an electrophysiologist, and he was like, you seem pretty active, like I see you're good. Honestly, I don't want to put a pacemaker on you, I'm sorry. But they ran some tests and they realized that nothing else was causing it, because they wanted to rule out some other diseases that caused heart blocks, and everything came back negative. They were like, okay, at this point we think that you were probably born with it and nobody noticed. So they just wanted to be safe. They told me on December 6th, 2017, okay, Anna, you need a pacemaker. Because honestly, it doesn't make sense that your walking around, having a normal life when you can faint, lose consciousness, and you can even die. Not that you're gonna die, not that nothing bad has happened, thank God, but we need to be safe. We want you to have the healthiest life you can. So we don't want to cut your life short or anything like that. So we just want to be safe. So understand that we're only doing this as a precaution. So yeah, I got a pacemaker as a precaution. That's it. I didn't really acknowledge it until the day of. Like I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm gonna get a pacemaker. I didn't actually embrace the idea the whole time. I was just like, yeah, like I'm gonna get it done because I want to live, of course. How can I say? It could be a very traumatizing experience because, for example, I didn't want to think about it. The reason why I got it January 16th was because he said I can do it, like have an opening for you on January 2nd, and I'm like, no, I might be drunk from New Year's Eve still. I'm kidding, I don't drink that much as I would like to. I can't stand my alcohol like that. I wish, but I can't. So the thing is that I scheduled it for January 16th because I felt like I needed to really enjoy my life before getting this, because I don't know what's gonna happen. Even though they say, oh, it's a pretty common procedure, it's something that it wasn't in my body, and it's something that my body doesn't need. In my head, of course, that's my opinion. But I want to be safe. Like I want to live. I don't want to like cut my life short because I'm being selfish and I don't want anything in my body. You understand? So I looked for second opinions. Everybody said the same thing. So yeah, it is what it is. I got my pacemaker. So the day of the surgery, well, before the surgery, they called me the day before and they were like, okay, after 12 a.m., I'm sorry, after midnight, you can't have anything to drink or eat. I'm like, what? Okay, I mean, if my surgery is gonna be early in the morning, that's fine. So I was supposed to be at the hospital at 10:30. I'm sorry, 11:30. 10:30 just today because they have to run some blood tests or something. I don't know. I guess it's procedure. So they're like, okay, so they already ran the tests and they're like, okay, there's a funny thing. And the thing is that we cannot take you to the OR if you have not peed. And I'm like, how am I supposed to pee if I haven't had any water for like over 12 hours now? And they are like, yeah, we need to make sure that you're not pregnant. I'm like, I know for a fact that I'm not. Like, are you serious, people? And they were like, yeah. They were like, dead serious. Like, you cannot get surgery until you pee. And I was like, really? I'm like, can't you just like do the blood one? I don't know. Finally, after like an hour and a half, I was able to pee 2 drops. They were like, yeah, that's fine, that's perfect. We just need a drop. And I was like, okay, thank you. So after that, my doctor came in and he was like, hey, how are you? He wanted to discuss some options with me. The funny thing about pacemakers is that getting a pacemaker, it's like, it can sound very simple, but at the same time, getting a pacemaker is knowing that you're gonna get surgery every 7, 10, or 15 years for the rest of your life. I am the youngest patient. I am my doctor's youngest patient. So it's like, yeah, you're probably the only person that I'm gonna give that many pacemakers to. But hey, so the thing is that I came to discuss which one should I get, because if I get this one, it doesn't have leads, so I could only get surgery to change the battery and that's it. But he was like, okay, if I put you that one, that means that I'm gonna have to, you'll have to get surgery in 7 years. I'm like, 7 years? Yeah, 7 years might sound like a long time for a lot of people, but when you think about it and you think that every 7 years you're gonna have to get surgery, it's like, okay, so that's a lot. At least for me, I did in my head, because the way I see this is that, well, the way I used to see it was that I'm going to have surgery X amount of times in my life, forever. Unless, of course, they tell me, hey, you don't need a pacemaker anymore, we're gonna take it out, which would be awesome. They would have to leave the leads on, though, because the leads, they go through your arteries, and it's a very thin cable. So the thing is that by taking it out, it can puncture your arteries and it can cause so many other trouble. So they better leave it there. Hoping they tell me that I don't need it anymore, because honestly I'm not really excited about getting surgery X amount of times in my life. But it is what it is, and if it's gonna keep me healthy and if it's gonna keep me fine, then so it is. Okay, so I went in for surgery. It all felt like a movie. I felt a lot of the things they did. I wasn't in pain, but I felt it. Like, even though you can't actually feel pain, you can feel when they open your skin and things like that. So in my experience, usually what my doctor told me is that people get it here. The majority of people, they get it here. In my case, he put it here. Which, in the beginning, how can I best say this? It's not that it didn't bother me, it's just that in the moment, I didn't have a say where he was going to open me. But apparently he found an artery there, so that's why he put it there. That's what he told my mom. So the thing is that I'm pretty sure people that usually get it didn't have as many problems as me. I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't have any problem. The only thing is that the recovery was a little bit hard for me because I am a person that I'm very independent and I'm used to doing things on my own. And after the surgery, I couldn't move my arm. They put local anesthesia, and to me that was like, they gave me, I can't remember the name of it, but it was something that they gave me through an oxygen, and that made me drowsy. I didn't fully go to sleep, but I wasn't fully awake, so I was like semi-conscious. When they put the local anesthesia, that pain was horrible because they have to inject me like right there. That was fine. The only thing is that after I got out of the OR, I was starving. I mean, everything was fine during the process. Like, during the surgery, I was fine. He asked me a few things, I responded, but then I was mumbling. I don't know. Hey, those are very good drugs, I don't know. Okay. But I could say that my experience felt almost like a movie. It wasn't as bad, but it felt like a movie. Now, after I came out of the surgery, I was starving. Literally starving. I was like, Mommy, I want a bacon cheeseburger and a milkshake. So I was in usually the post-op before they put you in a room in a hospital. I was there, and they sneaked in a cheeseburger and fries and a milkshake. I devoured that, and it tasted. It's still to this day is the best cheeseburger I've ever had. Ever. I devoured that. It was like 30 seconds, it was gone. I ate the french fries, everything. I had 2 sips of the milkshake, and I was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And then I would fall back to sleep and wake up and fall back to sleep. So I was really numb at that point, and I wasn't in pain or anything. I was just drowsy. I was just after I had food, I was fine. I was a happy camper. I was like, that's fine, I can do this. I got this. After they put me in my room, everybody came to see me because there were 10 people there, family, friends, everybody was there. I felt very loved. I can't complain about my family. I would only stay there for one night, and just to make sure that everything's fine. They would just give me painkillers for the majority of the time, and I was watching Money Heist, or in Spanish it's La Casa de Papel, and my cell phone on Netflix. It was binge watching that. That's how I survived. And then I was sleeping the majority of the time. So at 10 p.m., around 10 p.m. Okay, so I came out of surgery at 6:30, almost 7 at night. I went into surgery around 3. Then I came out of surgery at 6:30, because the surgery usually takes from 3 to 4 hours. So by the time it was 10, I was sleeping, and I woke up and I was in so much pain. I felt like somebody had to rip my arm off and put it back in, because the nerve on my arm was hurting a lot. I've never experienced anything like that. Horrible. So they were giving me Percocet. When they gave it to me, I was I was the happiest kid on earth, because 5 minutes later I would be sleepy and I couldn't feel anything. Then I went back to sleep. Then I woke up in the middle of the night. I was fine. I went back to sleep. Then I woke up at 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m., and I was in pain because the pain was so much that I would wake up in the middle of the night. But that was because my meds were wearing off. I'm pretty sure that the reason why I had so much pain is because of the place where he put it. Because they had to put the local anesthesia, so I really felt nerve in my arm. I feel like that was it. I don't feel like it was some malpractice or anything like that. My doctors were super fine. I can't complain. And the place where it is, you can barely see that it's there. And it doesn't bother me. I woke up at that time. They told me I had to wait another hour because it was too soon for them to give it to me again. Nothing. Then they gave it to me an hour later. That's how it went on. So I stayed in the hospital. I left the next day like at 4 or something like that. So it was almost a day. Officially it was a day in the hospital, but in my room, like taking the meds and everything, it was less than 24 hours. They didn't give me Percocet to take after I left the hospital because some people get addicted to it, and I was like, but people, I'm not gonna get addicted to it. It's just that it hurts a lot when the meds wear off. So the thing is that nothing. I waited until I took my last Percocet when I was at the hospital, and then I came home that night like at 10. I woke up and it was probably 10 or almost 11. I woke up in pain again, and they were like, oh, you need to take Tylenol. Like, Tylenol is not gonna do anything. But as the days passed, the pain was disappearing. After a week or two, it didn't hurt. The only thing is that they told me, you cannot bathe in 7 days. And I'm like, what? So I was like, I can't even shower by myself. Thank God I have my mom. My mom helped me throughout the whole process, and as much as I wanted to do things by myself, she was always there to help me, and my family too, my sister, my aunt, my dad, everybody. Overall, it wasn't such a bad experience. I feel like it was more a test to myself because I realized that I hadn't really acknowledged what I was doing until it was time. Like I didn't have like a lot of time to process it before because I was always like pushing that thought, I'm gonna be fine, like I'm doing good, but it is a lot. These decisions, I feel like it's not, for me, I didn't have a choice because it's either you live with that risk or you do something about it. So the thing is that I had to do something about it because I want to have a normal life. I don't want to be like, what if I faint? What if I lose consciousness? Like, you understand? Like, I'm always going to be worried. Now I'm not anymore. I'm happy with my decision. It wasn't as bad. My scar, it looks amazing. Sorry. I'm not saying my scar looks amazing. I'm not trying to brag. But it's not as bad as I imagined it. I was so scared of the scar. It's not even funny. I was so scared. Like, I would have nightmares about my scar. I mean, I'm a girl. We girls care about things like that. But anyway, it wasn't as bad. I'm putting oils and thingies there, but as you can see, it's pretty tight. But anyway, so that was my experience. I did want to tell you this because I feel like talking about these kind of things is important. Sometimes we need to be honest with ourselves. And hey, I was scared. I'm glad I did it. I have no regret. It was a roller coaster, but I can't complain. I'm still here. I'm going to be here for a little bit longer. I hope this video is helpful to somebody out there. I don't know. We're always gonna have challenges in your life, and I feel like this was a challenge to me. I hope this serves you somehow. We all have our challenges, and it's okay. Sometimes we have to take risks. So it's nothing to do with my health, but sometimes you have to bet on what you want. I spent a long time thinking about all the negative things or all the reasons why I shouldn't have done it. That was not the way to think about it. It was something that needed to be done, and I did it. And I'm happy with my result. I want to live, and I'm here to stay. And I would love this to go out there, to go and help. You're gonna be fine. I'm fine. If I was able to do it, anybody can do it. I have a few videos that I've already recorded that I was a little bit afraid of uploading them because, again, I don't think that my videos are perfect. I am extremely picky when it comes to myself, and I'm sorry because it's not that I don't want to give you guys content. It's not that I don't want to upload videos. It's just that sometimes I want to do things better and better and better and better. And life gets in the way, and school gets in the way, and work gets in the way, and health gets in the way. But slow progress and better is better than no progress. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you guys come back to my channel, subscribe, and hit that little bell so you get notifications every time I upload something. I hope to see you guys soon. If you have any suggestions of any videos that you would like me to do, then leave it in the comments or DM me, however you want to do it. Just contact me.